Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Perceptive Learning Zone. And today we are going to be talking about the landscape of artificial intelligence in Pakistan, right? So, when we look at the advancements in Pakistan's AI initiatives and industry applications, the first thing that comes in my mind is after the 2018 period when we launched the PIAIC. That was the Presidential Initiative for Artificial Intelligence and Computing. Right? We've talked about this in the previous session as well. Then in 2020, the government it announced its second flagship initiative, and that was the Pakistan Artificial Intelligence Initiative. And this aimed to provide access to cutting edge AI technologies in healthcare, finance, and agriculture by 2022. So, alongside these, right, you have AI governance and support in Pakistan that is being expanded. So, apart from launching these programs, the government has also announced an AI focused regulatory framework for businesses in 2020. And this framework, it comprises of key regulations to ensure the ethical use of AI as well as data security. Furthermore, the Pakistani government it plans to set up an AI venture capital an AI venture capital fund in order to provide funding for various startups in the respective sector. Also, industry players, research institutions, as well as startups, they are populating the Pakistan AI sector. We notice that, especially in the cities, right? So you have notable companies in this domain, which include MDS, that is multi-dimensional solutions. You got Beyond Evolution, you got Deep Learn Systems. Now, regarding academic institutions, NUST is a leader in AI research and development. You have numerous startups as well as tech incubators, which are also leveraging artificial intelligence for various applications such as predictive analytics as well as customer-oriented services. So, what exactly are these AI applications that we see in various sectors, right? So, you see, AI technologies, fellows, they are making their mark across a range of sectors. So, for example, if you talk about healthcare, right? So we have AI-powered solutions that we are using for diagnostics, for drug discovery, as well as for predictive analytics, right? अगर हम फाइनेंस की बात करें तो AI driven algorithms are being used for automated trading as well as risk management. They have made their way in agriculture in terms of optimizing crop yields and minimizing water wastage. Finally, in manufacturing, we are using artificial intelligence in terms of attaining cost optimization as well as enhanced quality control. So, there are, I would say, sector-specific AI innovations, right, especially in healthcare and finance. So, we talked about, predictive analytics in healthcare system. What exactly is it doing? Well, it is being used to, I would say, accurately predict patients' outcomes as well as enhanced treatments, right? For example, the firm that I was just talking about, MDS, a leading player of AI multidimensional solutions, well, it has developed an AI-based system to predict diabetic retinopathy, right? Which obviously doctors can elaborate on far better than a fellow like me, right? In finance, you have automated algorithms which are being deployed for algorithmic trading for the purpose of fraud detection, for automated risk assessment, right? For example, Beyond Evolution, this company, right? It has developed an AI-driven platform for the purpose of attaining efficiency in online securities trading, right? So AI has had massive impact on the workforce, right? Despite its potential to revolutionize various sectors, there are still, I would say, many misconceptions about the impact of artificial intelligence on the workforce. Now, several studies suggest that AI could end up displacing as many as 800 million workers by 2030, which has caused some, I would say, concerns, some reservations, some apprehension among the public. However, it is important to note, fellas, that most of these jobs, they will be replaced not by AI, but rather by automation, rather by robotics, right? And also, if you look at the flip side, right? So rather than displacing jobs, AI can lead to job augmentation. It can make roles more efficient, more productive. So, for instance, AI-enabled applications such as natural language processing, right? They can help customer service agents communicate with customers more effectively as well as more efficiently. Similarly, AI-driven automation can streamline mundane tasks. It can free up workers' time for more creative and innovative activities, right? You got to manage an event and you need to create an Excel sheet, right? For noting the details of some participants who are coming up for a conference. Gone are the days when you would deploy someone to do this clerical work. Now, all of a sudden, you got this machine taking care of this, and lo and behold, it is done, right? Next up, right, we talk about strengthening the workforce skills for AI adaptation in Pakistan, right? So I would say, given the changing landscape of the workplace, right, it is important to ensure that workers have the skills necessary to stay competitive. Previously, if an industrial press required 15 to 20 people's assistance in terms of its operation, now you got at max 3 or 4 people taking care of this industrial press, which is much, much more automated now than a couple of decades before, right? So to this end, several organizations such as the Punjab Information Technology Board, short for PITB, as well as the Punjab Skills Development Fund, short for PSDF. Well, these two organizations, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, they are offering training programs, right? Training programs to equip existing workers with the skills needed to transition into AI-related roles. So in addition, you have educational institutions which are also offering courses in AI to train effectively the next generation of professionals. I've already talked in detail before about the challenges and ethical considerations of AI, but I would just like to revisit them quickly, summarize them holistically, right? The adoption of AI technologies, as mentioned before, is not without its challenges, folks. Now, we know that data privacy, I would say that is a major concern, right? Given the sensitivity of the data being collected and stored by AI-powered applications. Additionally, algorithmic bias, it has caused many problems due to inaccurate or unfair outcomes being delivered by AI systems. Finally, regulatory hurdles, they have hindered the adoption of AI technologies in Pakistan, right? In certain sectors, because simply there is a lack of effective legislation governing their use, right? Our policy making is very poor. If you look at if we talk about organ transplants, right? PKLI, for example, in Lahore, Pakistan Kidney Liver Institute, if you look at their brochure, right, of our country's manual of operating procedures, of SOPs, when it comes to documentation of how to go about these organ transplants, right, you feel like you have literally copy pasted India's manual. All we have done is replace India with the word India with Pakistan, right? So a major problem is degrade policy making, right? Ineffective policies, right? So this has to be overcome. You have to promote ethical AI. So to ensure the responsible use of AI, it is mandatory, it is the need of the hour, right? To build ethical systems that are fair, right? That are judicious, that are transparent in their outcomes. That can be achieved, I would say, by implementing measures such as data minimization, algorithmic accountability, as well as user autonomy. So additionally, organizations should ensure that their AI systems are regularly tested and monitored in order to detect any bias or any, I would say, inaccuracy, right? Then we have to establish robust AI policies, right? This can be done through effective legislation. You got industry standards, you establish guidelines to ensure data security and privacy, right? Organizations should develop policies to address potential risks that are being associated with AI systems, like misuse of data, right? There needs to be more public-private collaborations to facilitate the development of ethical AI solutions, as well as the sharing of best practices, right? We need to look at also, I would say, when we talk about the landscape of AI in Pakistan, we need to look at the potential opportunities we got up our sleeve for innovation, right? So we know that Pakistan is home to several innovative companies that are leveraging AI to solve problems and create values, right? So there's this organization, for example, Kalamkar, right? It has developed a conversational AI platform to automate customer service interactions. This is just one example of the potential. for AI innovation in Pakistan industry. Often people call up a department, there's no one at the end taking the call, right? The person's having a cup of tea or he's not in the office yet, right? Or he's going on vacation, and there are always a range of factors that lead to operational inefficiency, right? So this is where AI could come in and end up saving time as well as maximizing revenue and leading to happy customers for that particular company, right? So AI technologies, fellas, that are being used to streamline processes, to improve decision making in many industries, right? For instance, AI powered automation, it can reduce manual processing time in banking and finance by up to, I would say, at least 70%, right? AI driven analytics are used to generate insights to help managers, to help executives make informed decisions. So, we need to use AI to, I would say, foster creativity, to develop new ideas by leveraging data from different sources, right? Um, there are many examples, I would say, of Pakistani companies which are, I would say, using AI to gain a competitive edge. So we obviously know of that company, Park Wheels, right? It is leveraging AI-driven analytics, right, to recommend car models to inform customers about the best deals available. Similarly, we have this company called Spatial Craft, right? It is using AI to automate the mapping process, right, in order to build more efficient and more accurate maps, right? So these are two examples of how Pakistani companies leverage AI for competitive advantage, right? Also, AI needs to be, I would say, we need to focus more on it from the education as well as from the research point of view, right? So educational institutions, like I said before, they play a key role, right? We've already talked about organizations like PITB and PSDF, which are offering these training programs to help existing workers transition into AI-driven roles, right? Universities are introducing courses now. They're all introducing programs, right, which are related to AI. We talked about this before, right? You have universities like CAMSAT, SLAMS, UET, NASC, GIK, right, which are offering courses in AI-related fields. Also, Pakistani researchers, right, they need to collaborate more, I would say, with international organizations to develop innovative solutions that leverage AI technologies, right? For instance, a team from NAST, they partnered with Google to develop an AI-powered system for predicting floods, right? Similarly, there was a research team from UET Lahore, right, which sort of collaborated with IBM to develop an AI-based system for detecting cyber threats, right? These are just a few examples of innovative AI projects being undertaken by Pakistani researchers, right? And obviously in collaboration with international institutions, right? And obviously, I would like to touch a bit more about how the government and private sector can collaborate to enhance the scope of artificial intelligence in our country, right? So the government, it must provide support. It must provide resources to collaborate with different stakeholders, right? Private sector companies need to collaborate with educational institutions, right, to create strong partnerships. They need to assign compelling research projects to the students, right? Give them research that enables them to do a project that is, not just written for the sake of being published in their beloved journal or having so much impact factor, right? But also research that is more humanity-centric, that benefits humanity. Sadly, majority of our research papers, right, they don't benefit a single thing in our society, right? They can't benefit our institution, right? So how do you expect them to benefit the world? Right? You have to understand, my dear students, that charity always begins at home, right? So we need to revolutionize public services, right? For instance, we know that AI-driven analytics, they can detect fraud in public funds. They can optimize the allocation of resources for public projects, right? Come up with more AI-based chatbots, which can automate customer service interactions and provide quick responses to queries, right? So we know that, if there are more public-private partnerships, we can showcase more AI, I would say, innovation, right? PTCL, right? It has partnered with PITB, right? Punjab Information Technology Board, and they have developed an AI-based solution for predicting electricity load shedding, right? Obviously, it may not always work, right? There's hardly any electricity in most of this country, but still, obviously, yeah, that is an example, right? Then obviously we talk about future outlook and trends, right? So I would say that as per my research, AI is expected to grow significantly in Pakistan over the coming years, right? According to a McKinsey report, AI can potentially add $150 billion to Pakistan's gross domestic product by 2030. The government aims to make Pakistan an AI hub, in South Asia by establishing a national artificial intelligence institute, right? So AI technologies are being used now to enable various emerging trends in Pakistan. What type of emerging trends? I'm talking about healthcare diagnostics. I'm talking smart cities, and obviously we can't forget fintech innovation when we talk about future trends, right? So you have AI-driven analytics, which are monitoring health parameters. They are detecting patient diseases, right? So we can use them to enhance the quality of life for citizens, right? Similarly, when we talk about future trends, Pakistan, we have to try to position Pakistan as a regional AI hub, right? There has to be a strong focus on talent acquisition, talent development, as well as innovation and research projects, right? The government must create, once again, I'll repeat this, that they must create an enabling environment for startups as well as entrepreneurs who are, I would say, looking to innovate in this domain, right? So to summarize, folks, to conclude, the future of AI in Pakistan is bright, right? You got to be optimistic in this regard, right? If there is continued government support, if there is investment in research and development, if there is a focus on skilling the workforce, obviously there are a lot of ifs, but provided these parameters are taken care of, in that case, I would say Pakistan is poised to become a significant player in the global AI arena, right? By harnessing the power of artificial intelligence in a responsible, virtuous, and pragmatic fashion, Pakistan can unlock new economic opportunities, address social challenges, as well as improve the life of its citizens, right? In the upcoming video, we'll obviously be talking a bit more about the scope of AI in Pakistan as well as abroad. And in the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to leave your feedback. And thank you very much for watching and stay blessed. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.